Hello students, in last lecture we have completed the birth control options, some temporary methods remained and permanent methods, and then we have studied the MTP, that is medical termination of pregnancy, how it is carried or when it is carried, and the Indian government has legalized on that MTP that we have studied, and amniocentesis means what? That also we have studied in the last lecture. Now the next point of this today's discussion, that is sexually transmitted diseases. In human health and diseases we have studied different types of diseases which are caused by some bacteria, virus, then protozoan organisms, some parasitic organisms. Here in this we have to study the diseases which are transferred, that is the mode of transmission of the diseases by the sexual intercourse. These diseases are called as the sexually transmitted diseases, or these are also called as the RTI, means what? Reproductive tract infection, and another name it is known as the venereal diseases. So here we have to study the different types of sexually transmitted diseases, some symptoms related to the sexually transmitted diseases. So what is meant by sexually transmitted diseases? The proper definition is given here. The diseases which are transmitted through sexual intercourse are collectively called as sexually transmitted diseases or venereal diseases, or they are called as a reproductive tract infection. Means here we have to remember that the diseases which are called as the sexually transmitted diseases are only transferred by sexual intercourse. That is the most important term here. That means the diseases which are transferred from one person to other person through sexual intercourse, and therefore this point is given in this our chapter, that is the reproduction chapter, and it is under the reproductive health. Okay, so here reproductive in this reproductive topic, these diseases are included because the mode of transmission of these diseases is through the sexual intercourse. So here the sexually transmitted diseases are shortly called as STDs, okay, or it is also called as venereal diseases, VT, or reproductive tract infection, RTI. That all the three names you have to remember: sexually transmitted diseases, STDs, reproductive tract infection, RTI, and venereal diseases, VD. Okay. Now we have to see which are those diseases. So here the names of these diseases are given. First is the syphilis, then gonorrhea, AIDS, genital herpes, chlamydiasis, trichomoniasis, hepatitis B, etc. There are number of diseases, but in our syllabus these diseases are given. So we have to remember syphilis, gonorrhea, AIDS, genital herpes, chlamydiasis, trichomoniasis, and hepatitis B. These are the some diseases which are come under the STD, VD, or RTI infection. And among these all diseases, here the HIV infection is most dangerous. So out of these all STDs, the HIV infection is very much dangerous, as we have seen the related information about the AIDS in the topic human health and diseases. So you know that how HIV is dangerous and it is causing AIDS. So here this HIV infection is very dangerous. Okay. Now we have to study some points from the NCERT book related to this sexually transmitted diseases. So here some of these infections like hepatitis B and HIV can also be transferred from other modes, that is by sharing injection or needles, by sharing the surgical instrument, etc., or with the infected person, that is transfusion of blood, or from the infected mother to fetus. So out of the diseases that we have just seen, that is sexually transmitted diseases, from that the infection of this HIV and hepatitis B are also transferred with the help of the accidental needle injury or the surgical instruments which are used by the infected person, or the transfusion of blood of the infected person and from infected mother to fetus. So this HIV and hepatitis B are not only transferred with the help of sexual intercourse, but also these are the some ways which are transferring the disease from one person to other person. म्हणजे HIV आणि हेपॅटायटिस Bचे इन्फेक्शन हे सेक्शुअल इंटरकोर्समुळे होतच, पण त्याच्याच बरोबर हे अदर आपल्याला मोडसुद्धा लक्षात ठेवायचे आहेत की ज्याच्यामुळे ट्रान्समिशन केलं जातं. ओके, सो हिअर फ्रॉम दिस डिसीजेस दी except hepatitis B, genital herpes and HIV infections, all the STDs are completely curable if detected early and treated properly. So just we have seen the diseases, that is syphilis, gonorrhea, genital herpes, HIV infection, trichomoniasis, chlamydiasis, hepatitis B. So in all 7 different STDs that we have seen, out of that the disease, that is the infection, that is hepatitis B, genital herpes and HIV are completely incurable. म्हणजे त्याच्यावरती उपचार नाही, हा कधीही बरा न होणारा आजार आहे. म्हणजे जर हेपॅटायटिस Bचं इन्फेक्शन झालं असेल किंवा जेनेटल हर्पेस झालं असेल किंवा HIVचं इन्फेक्शन झालं असेल तर याच्यावरती अजून कोणतीही उपचार पद्धती आलेली नाही. त्याच्यामुळे त्याच्यावरती पूर्ण उपचार म्हणजे पूर्णपणे पेशंट बरा होऊ शकत नाही. रिमेनिंग अदर STDs आर क्युरेबल, बट इफ दे आर अर्ली डिटेक्टेड अँड ट्रीटेड प्रॉपरली. म्हणजे बाकीचे जे डिसीजेस आहेत ते क्युरेबल आहेत, परंतु त्याच्यामध्ये अर्ली डिटेक्शन झालं पाहिजे आणि प्रॉपर ट्रीटमेंट झाली पाहिजे. त्यामुळे नीटच्या एक्झामसाठी तुम्हाला हे 3 नावं लक्षात ठेवायची आहेत. हेपॅटायटिस B, genital herpes and HIV infections are not curable, that we have to remember. And the transmission of hepatitis B and HIV is showing different modes of transmission along with the sexual intercourse. Okay, these 2 points are very much important from this point. So related to that, in 2019 in the last NEET exam, the question was asked, which of the following sexually transmitted disease is not completely curable? कोणता त्यातला STDs आहे की जो अजिबात बरा होत नाही? Chlamydiasis, gonorrhea, genital rats and genital herpes. So just we have seen the genital herpes is the option and it is the disease, that is the STDs which is not curable. आत्ताच आपण बघितलेलं होतं की genital herpes वरती कोणतीही उपचार पद्धती नाही. So option D is the correct answer. Okay. Now some another points related to these STDs are given in the NCERT book and that is important for the NEET exam. So we will study these points. Different symptoms of these STDs, as there are different STDs, just we have seen all these diseases are showing some symptoms, that is togetherly here we can see all the symptoms of these different STDs. So first symptom here, itching, fluid discharge, slight pain and swelling. So the genital organs or the sex organs particularly, they are showing itching or fluid discharge, slight pain and swelling. जे सेक्स ऑर्गन आहेत तिथं खास सुटू शकते, इचिंग म्हणजे खास सुटणे, फ्लुइड डिस्चार्ज म्हणजेच काय की वजायनल सिक्रेशन जे आहे फिमेलच्या बाबतीमध्ये आपण बघितलं तर वजायनामधून फ्लुइड डिस्चार्ज आपल्याला झालेलं बघायला मिळेल किंवा मेलमध्ये पेनिसमधून फ्लुइड डिस्चार्ज झालेलं आपल्याला बघायला मिळेल, दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज अ फ्लुइड डिस्चार्ज. स्लाइट पेन, काही वेळेला तिथं वेदना होऊ शकतात, अँड स्वेलिंग, काही वेळेला तिथं फुगीरपणा आलेला आपल्याला बघायला मिळू शकतो. Then long term infection causes, if suppose the STDs are infected long term, then which symptoms can we observe here? So first symptom is the pelvic inflammatory diseases, PID. As we know, all the reproductive organs, that is internal genitalia, are located, they have positioned in the pelvic cavity of the male and female, male reproductive system and female reproductive system. The internal genitalia are located in the pelvic cavity, and therefore due to these STDs or due to the infection of these STDs, here pelvic inflammatory diseases PID, म्हणजे त्या रिप्रोडक्टिव्ह ऑर्गनमध्ये पेल्विक कॅव्हिटीमध्ये असणाऱ्या पार्ट्समध्ये इन्फ्लमेशन आलेलं आपल्याला बघायला मिळेल, सूज आलेली आपल्याला बघायला मिळेल. दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज अ पेल्विक इन्फ्लामेटरी डिसीजेस. दिस इज द फर्स्ट सिम्पटम. लॉंग टर्म इन्फेक्शन असेल तर. सेकंड, ॲबॉर्शन्स. इफ द female is having such type of infection, then if the pregnancy is conceived, it is not completed up to 9 months, it may get aborted. So abortion is the second symptom. Then stillbirth. What is meant by stillbirth? Death or loss of baby before or after the delivery. Stillbirth means here what happens, you see, the baby is not having life, means the baby may get death before the delivery or after the delivery. That condition here it is called as a stillbirth. Death or loss of baby before or after delivery. Then ectopic pregnancies. This is another symptom of this STDs. Ectopic pregnancies means what? Implantation of embryo outside the uterus in the fallopian tube. In some cases, some females are showing the implantation of the embryo outside the uterus, that is maybe in the fallopian tube. Such type of pregnancy here called as a ectopic pregnancies. म्हणजे काय होतं, काही लेडीजमध्ये जर समजा याचं इन्फेक्शन झालेलं असेल तर त्या फिमेलमध्ये जो गर्भ राहिलेला असतो तो गर्भ युटेरसमध्ये म्हणजे गर्भाशयामध्ये इम्प्लांट न होता तो गर्भाशयाच्या बाहेर म्हणजे काही वेळेला त्या गर्भनलिका आपण जे फॅलोपियन ट्यूबचं स्ट्रक्चर बघितलेलं आहे त्या ठिकाणी तो गर्भ वाढायला सुरुवात होते. Such type of pregnancy is called as a ectopic pregnancies, and that is not completed up to 9 months because there is no space in the fallopian tube to complete the pregnancy. आणि त्या फिमेलमध्ये मग फॅलोपियन ट्यूबमध्ये गर्भ राहिल्यामुळं वेदना व्हायला लागतात आणि त्या वेदना झाल्यामुळं मग डॉक्टरकडे गेल्यानंतर सोनोग्राफी केल्यानंतर कळतं की त्या गर्भनलिकेमध्ये गर्भ राहिलेला आणि मग तो ॲबॉर्ट करून काढावा लागतो. तरच त्या फिमेलला आपल्याला नेक्स्ट प्रेग्नन्सी घेण्यासाठी आपल्याला तिथं जमू शकतो. सो दिस इज द ectopic pregnancies. And last here, infertility or the cancer of the reproductive tract. If suppose the STDs are present in some person, that may show here infertility or cancer of reproductive tract. म्हणजे जर समजा हे STDचं इन्फेक्शन झालं असेल तर काय होईल बघा, एकतर त्या पर्सनला कॅन्सर होण्याची शक्यता असते किंवा त्यांच्यामध्ये इन्फर्टिलिटी आपल्याला बघायला मिळेल, म्हणजे त्यांच्यापासून पुढची पिढी म्हणजे त्यांना मूल होणार नाही. सो इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ इन्फर्टिलिटी अँड कॅन्सर ऑफ द रिप्रोडक्टिव्ह ट्रॅक्ट. जो रिप्रोडक्टिव्ह ट्रॅक्ट आहे त्याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला कॅन्सर झालेला बघायला मिळू शकतो. सो ऑल दीज डिफरंट सिम्पटम्स आर शोन व्हेन देर इज लॉंग टर्म इन्फेक्शन इज प्रेझेंट. ओके, नाव हिअर विच टाईप ऑफ प्रिव्हेन्शन that we take to avoid these STDs and what are the different precautions that we have to take, that is also very much important. So prevention and treatment for the STDs here, avoid sex with unknown partners or multiple partners. As we have seen this point related to the AIDS, ज्यावेळेला ह्युमन हेल्थ अँड डिसीजमध्ये आपण एड्स डिसीज बघितला त्यावेळेला हा पॉईंट बघितलेला होता की STDs अवॉइड करण्यासाठी मल्टिपल पार्टनर किंवा अननोन पार्टनर बरोबर सेक्शुअल कॉन्टॅक्ट अवॉइड केला पाहिजे. सो दिस इज द फर्स्ट प्रिकॉशन. सेकंड, ऑलवेज यूज कॉन्डोम्स ड्युरिंग क्वायटस. वेन सेक्शुअल इंटरकोर्स इज बीइंग देअर देन ऑलवेज यूज कॉन्डोम टू अवॉइड these STDs. In case of doubt, one should go to a qualified doctor for early detection and get complete treatment if diagnosed with the disease. म्हणजे मनामध्ये कोणतीही शंका न आणता, न घाबरता, न लाजता डॉक्टरकडे जाऊन प्रॉपर डिटेक्शन करून घेणे आणि प्रॉपर ट्रीटमेंट करून घेणे, हे जर केलं तर नक्कीच ह्या कोणत्याही आजारापासून त्या पर्सनला आपल्याला काय करता येईल, सोडवता येईल आणि पूर्णपणे बरं करता येईल. ही माहिती आपल्याला इथं महत्त्वाची लक्षात ठेवायची. सो ऑल दीज इन्फॉर्मेशन रिलेटेड टू दी STDs दॅट इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. सो रिलेटेड टू दॅट हिअर one question was asked in 2015 that we will see. Ectopic pregnancies are referred to as. Ectopic pregnancy म्हणजे काय? So first, pregnancies with genetic abnormality, implantation of embryo at the site other than uterus. It is also called as an excisis or tubal pregnancy. Third, implantation of defective embryo in the uterus. And fourth, pregnancy is terminated due to the hormonal imbalance. Out of these four options, what is the answer? Just we have seen the different symptoms of these STDs. Out of that, one symptom we have seen, that means the embryo is implanted outside the uterus, and here that type of pregnancy, it is called as a ectopic pregnancy. So the option B is the correct answer. Here you can see implantation of embryo at the site other than uterus. It is also called as excisis or tubal pregnancy. ectopic pregnancy ला आपल्याला दुसरे दोन शब्द लक्षात ठेवायचे आहेत, एक्सायसिस और ट्यूबल प्रेग्नेंसी. ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. फर्स्ट, two STDs we have to study somewhat detail, which are given in the board textbook. First is the syphilis and second is the gonorrhea. First, syphilis. What is the positive agent of the syphilis? It is caused by a bacterium that is called as a Treponema pallidum. It is a bacterial disease. Syphilis, it is a bacterial disease, but it is transferred through sexual intercourse, and therefore this syphilis disease is considered as a sexually transmitted disease. Okay, so this is caused by bacterium that is Treponema pallidum. The incubation period of this bacterium, it is about 3 to 4 weeks, that you have to remember. And the infection site here, mucous membrane in genital, rectal and oral region. So where these bacteria are infecting, so here we have to remember the mucous membrane present in the genital part, in the rectal part and in the oral region. These all three regions having mucous membrane, and on that mucous membrane this bacteria is getting affected. Okay, what are the different symptoms of the syphilis? So primary lesion called as chancre at the site of infection. So very most important symptom of this syphilis that we have to remember for the NEET exam. Here the primary lesion. What is mean by lesion? LESION. लीजन म्हणजे जसं एखादी आपल्याला जखम झाल्यानंतर व्रण तयार होते, एखादी जखमेची खून तयार होते, तशाच टाईपचं हे इन्फेक्शन आपल्याला बघायला मिळतं. त्याला प्रायमरी लीजन म्हणलेलं आहे आणि त्यालाच कॉमनली इथं शँकर असं म्हणलेलं आहे. याचा उच्चार करायचा आहे शँकर, CHANCRE, at the site of infection, that is at the genital region, at the rectal region and at the oral region. Okay, the chancre is formed on external genitalia, skin rashes and mild fever, inflamed joints, loss of hair. So after the infection of this Treponema pallidum, what happens? See here, these primary lesions are observed on this genital region or the rectal region or the oral region, and then sometimes skin rashes you can observe. Skin rashes म्हणजे आपल्या स्किनला खास सुटणे, त्वचेला खास सुटणे. समटाइम्स माइल्ड फीवर, काही वेळेला ताप येऊ शकतो. इन्फ्लेम्ड जॉईंट्स, सांधेदुखी आहे किंवा सांध्यांमध्ये आपल्याला सूज आलेली बघायला मिळेल, त्यामुळे सांधेदुखी बघायला मिळेल. अँड लॉस ऑफ हेअर, केस गळण्याचं प्रमाण वाढलेलं बघायला मिळेल. सो ऑल दीज सिम्पटम्स आर रिलेटेड टू द इन्फेक्शन ऑफ दिस Treponema pallidum, and this sexually transmitted disease, it is known as a syphilis. This is the first sexual transmitted diseases that is given in our textbook. Second, we have to see here what are the different preventive measures. Just we have seen the preventive measures related to the STDs. All these are considered here. Education about the sex practices given to the people which are marriageable group. Education about the sex practices. Then sex hygiene म्हणजे आरोग्याची स्वच्छता, शारीरिक आरोग्याची स्वच्छता राखता राखता लैंगिक आरोग्य सुद्धा आपल्याला राखलं पाहिजे. याची समाजामध्ये लोकांना आपल्याला काय करायचं आहे, एज्युकेशन द्यायचं आहे. सेक्स हायजीन. देन अवॉइडिंग सेक्स विथ अननोन पार्टनर और मल्टिपल पार्टनर अँड यूज कंडोम while having sexual intercourse. These preventive measures we have seen already. And for the treatment here, antibiotic penicillin is used to treat this syphilis disease which is caused by the Treponema pallidum. Okay, so this is the first disease. Now second disease, that is also bacterial disease, and it is caused by here Neisseria gonorrhoeae, and this disease is known as a gonorrhea. So here it is caused by bacterium Neisseria gonorrhoeae. You have to remember the name also, Neisseria gonorrhoeae, and it is having incubation period. In males it is about 2 to 14 days, and in females it is about 7 to 21 days. Incubation period काय असतो ते आपण बघितलेलं आहे एड्सच्या वेळेला. ते इन्फेक्शन साइट हियर म्युकस मेम्ब्रेन ऑफ द युरिनोजेनिटल ट्रॅक्ट, रेक्टम, थ्रोट and eye. So as we have seen in the syphilis, particularly the mucous membrane is getting affected by the bacterial infection, that is Neisseria gonorrhoeae. The mucous membrane of the urinogenital tract in male, then rectum part and throat and eye. These are infected parts by this Neisseria gonorrhoeae. Okay. Now here the symptoms of this gonorrhea. In male, the partial blockage of urethra takes place, and reproductive ducts, means the reproductive ducts and urethra, it is getting partially blocked due to the infection of this Neisseria gonorrhoeae. Pus from the penis may take place, means in penis pus may be produced, and therefore through penis pus is coming outside the body. So pus from the penis, pain and burning sensation during urination. So the males are having here pain and burning sensation, म्हणजे वेदना होतील, जळजळ होईल त्यांना युरिनेशन करताना मेल्समध्ये. आणि आर्थरायटिस म्हणजे जॉईंट पेन, जॉईंटला पेन झालेला आपल्याला बघायला मिळेल. सो ऑल दीज डिफरंट सिम्पटम्स आर ऑब्झर्वड इन द मेल बॉडी. इन फिमेल्स, pelvic inflammation of the urinary tract. pelvic inflammation of the urinary tract म्हणजे जसं आपल्याला माहिती आहे की आपली एक्सक्रिटरी सिस्टीम आणि रिप्रोडक्टिव्ह सिस्टीम दोन्ही कुठे सिच्युएट केलेलं असतं, पेल्विक कॅव्हिटीमध्ये. त्यामुळे त्या रिजनमध्ये आपल्याला काय बघायला मिळेल, इन्फ्लमेशन आलेलं बघायला मिळेल. स्टरिलिटी, म्हणजे त्यांना मूल होणार नाही, दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज स्टरिलिटी. आर्थरायटिस हे पण कॉमन सिम्पटम आहे. अँड 2 major diseases are formed or they are produced when the mother is getting infected by this gonorrhea. So here the children born to affected mother suffer from gonococcal ophthalmia and gonococcal vulvovaginitis of girls before puberty. Means if suppose the mother is infected with the gonorrhea, and if that mother is having pregnancy, and if suppose that mother is having a boy baby,